Part two. So when I was outside, continuing on with the video, since we can only do short ones because we get interrupted with internet protocol interruptions, status updates. So I had to do this limitedly. But part two, they were outside the office, and me and other people were out there watching, and that lady across the hallway that lived over here was hugging on the landlord, Janine Brown, and saying she was her girlfriend, and it looked like she was showing favoritism. And other people said that too, and they were upset about that. And that's exactly what other people said to me, and I even felt that way too. Because you don't usually hug on your landlord and be saying girlfriend to her because it's supposed to be a professional relationship. You can have a professional relationship with your tenants, but you're not supposed to be showing favoritism. And I think that's what Janine Brown was doing. She was being more than just a landlord. She was trying to be like a friend, and she was always doing favors for them because they were all in on it to try to get me out of here any way they could. Because all four of them were boasting about getting me out of here, and they kept saying it over and over again. My uncles heard them say it too, on a number of different occasions. So, with all the Wi-Fi and hacking in the computer, Barbara with her computer, and then saying that, that I'm, taking her ashtray over and over again, which I only took it one time, truthfully, because I asked her 2 times prior, and then, and then she bit my head off. It was always like that with her because she would always get mad and cuss me out. And you can never have a civilized, rational conversation with her, and that's why I stopped talking to her. Because she was always you couldn't reach her. You couldn't talk to her because she wouldn't even listen to talk. And then, of course, when I moved in on August the 6th, 2010, her and Mr. Thomas kept going at it for about a week when it all first started, and I just went down there because it was Friday, and I haven't been fully unpacked yet. I'm moving in, and I go down there and I said, well, why do you keep picking on this guy? Why don't you just go in your apartment and let him play his music? Because it is the daytime, and you're making noises upstairs too. From what I hear, all the arguing all week long because it went on for 2 hours every day for a solid week. So on Friday I went down there and said something to her. And then she got really mad at me and told me I'm not no effing landlord, and I had no effing right to tell her any GD thing, and that I need to get back in my effing apartment. And that's what she said to me. And then she said she was going to go get the landlord, and she said she's going to fix me. And then I went downstairs to see Lucille, and we were down there talking in there all together when I met Lucille, and when I met also. Kathy the first time, and then she come barging in there and just went in there, was not invited, and just barged in there and said, you had no right to be telling me what to do. You're not no GD landlord. I'm going to tell the office on you. And then she ran out and slammed the door. And she just let herself in and she was not even invited to Lucille's house. And it scared Kathy to death. And it didn't scare me because, I've dealt with people that are hard to get along with and people that have different mental problems, at camp and stuff. I've dealt with some people like that in the churches, but, being a preacher and everything, but, it's just kind of what she would always do. And it's like all the videos that are online, they're like 5 and 10 months old, so I don't know how you can use them, like I alluded to in the other video. Because if it was something I said a few days ago, that would be different. But I was mad, and that's why I said some things. Because she really made me mad because she just kept on doing all these things, knocking on my door. That's why I was yelling her name. Or calling her name and telling her to stop, not because I have an attraction for her like Janine and them tried to say. No, it's because she kept doing things and being outside my door and staying around my door and being on the phone and and looking out the peephole, see when I come and go, and then opening up the door every time someone would come over here, and then when they would leave she would open up the door to see how long they were there, like she was documenting everything. And that really increased greatly in 2017 and 2018. That behavior really increased then. And then she's going around saying and spreading that I'm a sexual predator. And there's no truth to any of that. And, I know Miriam was behind all that too. And so was Patricia. She's acting like she's my friend when really she was not my friend. She was double dogging and double dipping the whole time. She was lying the whole time and embellishing things. And, because when somebody came over there the other night, they were staying over there, this family member I was talking about, I was excommunicated out of family because of what this lady said to her mother. And now I can't even come around any of the children because of what she lied to them about and said. And then on top of that, because that was a minute, then on top of that, when she went over there to Miriam's house to stay over there, the next day, conveniently, the social worker or resource lady's down there asking her a bunch of questions, both the very next day, 2 nights she came over there in a row, and each day in the morning after she was over there. So I knew she was up to something, and Miriam was just giving her an earful, I'm sure. I couldn't make out what they were saying, but I know she went in there because I heard her in there, because she's pretty loud. And, she was over there. Normally she don't come over there to talk to Miriam like that. And I just thought that was strange behavior, because it's like they were trying to set me up that way. And it's like all these people think they don't understand why they don't talk to me. So they come up with this idea that I did something to one of the kids or did something to all the kids. I don't know what the story is. And so they all think that I've done something because they don't understand why they don't talk to me anymore. And it's all because of what that lady across the hallway when she lived here said to their mother and their father, because they lied the whole time. They also went over there. Janine went over there, resource and all. I seen them go over there. I heard that's what they were doing. They were trying to get Kathy to go over there because Barbara was trying to talk to her about getting her to go over there with Miriam last summer. And they were all trying to go over there, but of course Kathy didn't do it. And that's really what did happen. And, and Kathy said he's not going to do that because he's fond of the kids and he's grieving, which is true. And that he really does love the kids, and that's not wrong. And, I think you all are just making more out of this thing, and that's really how this rumor kept going and kept, gathering steam about that I was a sexual predator, because they kept thinking that because they weren't coming around to see me anymore. And I think that's how that all got started and got going. And that's where we are today in the courtroom, And, and that's what I think this is really the whole thing in a nutshell, because it was all lies anyway, and all the other two ladies that got up, they falsified information. They didn't even tell the truth because they were just backing up something that they heard. I mean, Miriam can't even hear very well, and then Patricia can't remember anything because she just says, "Well, I'll just back up what the other two ladies said." And to me, it's kind of weird how you can do something like that, because, I don't know how you can back up things that you mostly weren't attentive of. And it's just like all three of these ladies was always back each other up. It's like Danny would go up there and knock on her door, the lady across the hallway from me, and say, "Can you back me up because of what Michael's doing?" And then she would lie, because that's always what they would do. And then if it was vice versa, if they did something, then Danny would back her up, and it was a lie. And the same thing with Patricia. They would back her up. And Patricia would say stuff, and she was not even around for most of these things. She was around for the event that happened on the 19th of March, but she wasn't around for all the other things. But yet she would give her report and call the office and put a complaint in too, even though she wasn't even nowhere around at the events when they occurred. So I don't know how she was able to do that, because she's not even in the breezeway. And she wasn't even nowhere around at the time when all these things happened, except on the 19th of March. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. But, I don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday. I hope Kristen can, because she knows the stuff that they did to me too. And I know, I think if everything goes right, hopefully I'll be able to stay here until July 3rd. Because I am still moving, but it won't be on Tuesday. It'll be July 3rd. And I hope that Kristen will come to my defense, because I don't really have much of a defense. Because I know she wasn't here when all this crazy stuff went down, and it wasn't right no matter which it is. Matter of fact, on Wednesday, that lady that used to live across the hallway, she coming through the parking lot jeering at me the day before was Juanita in Building 3. And she's like saying, "I know he's," because I heard her yelling to Juanita, saying, "Oh, I know he's posting stuff about me on the internet. And he's not supposed to be on the internet. And I don't know where it says I'm not supposed to be on the internet, because I'm allowed to be on the internet." And she said, "Well, how do you know he's posting stuff about you?" "Oh, I just know," and they're driving away. And then the next day she's coming around here in the parking lot, and that was just Thursday of this week. And she was coming around, this is the next day, last Thursday. And she's coming around, it was on the 17th of May and the 16th, there's two things. And she's coming around, and then the landlord, Kristen, went after her, and she didn't look too happy because she speeded right behind her. It wasn't like 20 seconds that she was right behind her, went over on the other side where she lives, because that's the way she was heading. After she spun around here in her champagne-colored Ford car that she has, four-door. And, Kristen has a silver car, and she went right over there and told her to stay on the other side because she's not supposed to be coming over here. Because she was doing that in a taunting manner, and she was driving real fast. I mean, it's daytime, people walking around. She could have ran over somebody because she was going way over the speed limit in the parking lot. Because it's supposed to be only 15 miles an hour, and she looked like she was going about 30. But anyway, so that's why Kristen went after her. But that's basically the latest developments of what happened here. But anyway, yeah, I am moving. So hopefully we'll be here till July 3rd. And I hope that Kristen will come to my defense, because as for these witnesses, they're not credible because they lied. And they'll probably do more of the same this Tuesday, like they did last week, because they're all taken up for their friend, the one that was here. And, I don't know why. I mean, I saved Miriam Tape's life from a real predator that is violent. And I did save her life. Matter of fact, she invited me over to her apartment. She'll probably deny it like she did in the court last week. But she invited me over to her apartment with Kathy Tucker, the lady downstairs who I was seeing on the 19th when I was leaving her for visiting with her for a little bit, talking with her and stuff, praying with her and things. All that stuff happened, but anyway, she invited me over there for dinner. So I asked her if I could bring Kathy, and she said, yeah, that'd be fine. So we all had dinner in there together with Miriam because of me saving her life. And I don't know why she's doing this stuff to me. I don't understand it. I know women can be frugal. I know women can do some crazy things, and some reason she's taken up for her, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if she was pressured. I don't know if she's having problems with remembering or Alzheimer's, or she's just a two-faced, real mean woman, and she's just that way. So I don't know what it is, but anyway, that's my take on what happened. And that's the development so far. We'll keep you up to date in the news of what is really going on here. Take care, everyone.